Have you ever noticed that some of the strongest looking men are carrying the heaviest insecurities? Not on their backs, not in their wallets, but in their ego. We've been told that being a man means standing tall, never crying, never asking for help, never admitting you're wrong, always having the answer, always being in control, always winning. But somewhere along the way, we confuse confidence with ego, and they're not the same thing. Confidence says, I know who I am. Ego says, I have to prove it. Confidence listens. Ego interrupts. Confidence builds. Ego competes. Confidence learns. Ego already knows everything. That's the difference. Today, a lot of men spend hours talking about what women want. They only want money. They only want status. They only want famous guys. Maybe some do. Maybe some don't. But here's the question. What does talking about it actually change? If you spend every day complaining about the standards someone else has, when are you going to build your own? If no woman ever looked your way, would you still become disciplined? Would you still read books? Would you still learn a trade? Would you still take care of your body? Would you still create something meaningful? Would you still chase your purpose? Or is your motivation completely dependent on somebody else's approval? Because purpose should exist even when nobody is watching. Some men say they want respect, but respect isn't demanded. It's earned. It's earned by keeping your word, by showing up, by taking responsibility, by admitting when you were wrong, by apologizing without making excuses, by protecting instead of intimidating, by creating instead of complaining. Too many men mistake aggression for strength. They think being loud makes them powerful. They think anger makes them respected. They think never showing emotion makes them masculine. But real strength is self-control. Anyone can lose their temper. Not everyone can master it. Anyone can blame society. Not everyone can change themselves. Anyone can point at what's broken. Not everyone is willing to pick up the tools and build something better. Some of the greatest men in history weren't remembered because they could fight. They were remembered because they could lead, teach, invent, forgive, inspire, protect, leave something behind that outlived them. That's legacy. The truth is, your biggest competition isn't another man. It isn't women. It isn't social media. It isn't the economy. It's the version of yourself that keeps choosing comfort over growth. Your ego whispers, you're already enough. Humility asks, what can I become tomorrow that I wasn't today? Those are two very different voices. Being humble doesn't make you weak. Being compassionate doesn't make you less of a man. Being patient doesn't make you soft. Being emotionally honest doesn't make you fragile. Those qualities don't erase your masculinity. They refine it. The strongest man in the room is rarely the loudest. He's the one who doesn't have to convince everyone else that he's strong, because his character already speaks for him. So before you spend another day complaining about the world, ask yourself one question. What am I building? Not buying, not posting, not pretending. Building. Because when your life becomes a masterpiece, you stop arguing with people who never planned to understand it in the first place. Your ego can protect your pride, or your humility can transform your life. The choice has always been yours.